The following program contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night great night show where Billy Badfish, Lane the Legend, aka the Midnight Collector, and Classy Thomas talk about our dreams, our lives, our trials, our tribulations, and more. Badfish, how we doing today?
Good. Can't believe it's Wednesday, but can't complain. I'm off next week, so I keep forgetting that. But yeah, got to use up some vacation, so I just booked a bunch of random weeks off. So
You got any big plans?
It leads into Thanksgiving around here, so basically
okay.
it's perfect timing. So Thanksgiving's coming up in Canada, and yeah.
Wow. Lane, how we doing today?
Doing okay. Had a weird experience actually on Saturday that I forgot to talk about. Actually, when we were unboxing stuff on Monday, is I ran face first into two raccoons in my garbage dumpster.
What?
They were trapped. They climbed in but couldn't get out. So like Saturday morning, I was like, okay. I like went to throw something out. I was like, tossed something in, and I'm like, I heard something like sounded like it was rustling in there. I'm like. And then I'm like, man, and I walked back and I was like, man, I'm doing the horror movie thing here, then going back, hearing the strange sound. So there's like going to be a dude with an axe smash me in the face with it here. But then instead I looked over and just popping up, staring at me were two raccoons right 2 feet away. And I was like, well, fortunately, I don't think you guys can get out of there. And so then had to go and stop by. I was like, well, I could get a stick to try and let them try and get out because they were definitely stuck. But I was like, I think I'm going to go. I went to the front office and said, hey, you need to call animal control because in our dumpster outside of my building, there are two raccoons stuck in. They can't get out. And before the sun starts beating down on them and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping they weren't there in the afternoon when I came back. So, But so I had that on Saturday. But this week overall has been all right. Today effing sucked. Hated today. Tomorrow I'm not looking forward to because it's supposed to be thunderstorm and raining like early this morning tonight into all day like the afternoon tomorrow. So it's going to be a terrible drive. But other than that, this week's been good, and I did have a good this morning our time because. I did go into the sideshow, queue list of hell, and I did get my hands on the classic Iron Man.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I popped up like 132 in the queue. I don't want to be how it's supposed to be. I guess randomized. So if anybody's looking at, because Scarlet Witch is tomorrow. I know that's like the big one most people care about. The Artisan one.
Yeah, there was nobody talking about it, I think, in the chat today. I was surprised.
Yeah, but the Iron Man went out in 20 some odd minutes or something. Probably because there was like 300 or something.
I think it was an hour for Iron Man.
Either way,
but no one that I only knew.
Release.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't. I only knew one person that was trying to get that Iron Man, and they seemed like it was a relatively easy thing to get.
I think know Cuervo missed it.
I know several people. Yeah, I know a couple of people got in, but I think it's not the break the site like tomorrow is going to be probably for people trying to get the Artisan one. But it is interesting. I did notice something, Zach. I don't know if you guys have talked about this yesterday. I haven't had a chance on replay to catch you guys' stream talking about the words I won't say to make me go crazy. You do have to be RSVP to get into the queue. Apparently, I didn't notice that before. You have to click on the RSVP link, or you won't be put into the queue, or however they automatically do it, or whatever how that works. So you have to have RSVP beforehand. So I get that right, or at least that's what the notice was saying. Like when it queued me, I clicked on the RSVP link in the coming soon and said, hey, you have to be RSVP'd. You're in the thing waiting to enter the queue. But that's just something I noticed today. Maybe it said it before. I didn't notice it before. They had like, I was in the queue to get into the website, and then they said you had to click a link, which is why for Anakin, I was like 6,522nd or something like that. But anyway, I got that figure. I used some points on it because I didn't want to spend $395 on it. But that has me in a relatively good mood. And I did not realize it was supposed to come in November or December.
Of this year?
Yeah, it's coming here in a hurry.
Oh, wow.
Zach, you were muted. You responded there.
It's already out in Hong Kong, so it makes sense that it's pretty quick.
Okay.
But anyway, that was cool. But otherwise, I did want to say I hadn't had a chance how much fun I had at OxCon a couple of weeks ago, meeting all the guys and everything.
Hell yeah.
I'm still kind of like, but I did forget to tell you guys, Zach, last week because just we had so many people on. When I left your guys' place, I ran into such a weird experience, right? Just getting on 410, the big highway, because I'd never been on that before. Like literally when I was turning on, there was like 40 or 50 bikers coming up at like 8:45, 9 o'clock. But not like college age looking, all who were like popping wheelies and stuff like that and everything, and driving down on one tire for like 20 feet.
Oh, and it's like motorbikes, not
motorbikes. Yeah, no,
like, what the hell are they doing the highway?
Yeah, no, they were just pulling up and doing stuff on their motorbikes. Yeah, and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, you got to be effing kidding me! I'm like, just trying to get onto the super road, and there's like 40 of them all doing this in one big group. And
were they circling around you, Lane?
No, they were just going straight.
Were they growling at you?
No, well, they all looked like 20-year-old something, not actual like
bunch of
motorcycle.
hoodlums.
Well, that I can't comment on. I just doing stuff I thought I just look doing crazy stuff that I'm like, I hope you don't fall over because you're gonna get plastered by somebody right afterward. But I didn't mention that, but that was like, I was just like, seriously, I'm getting on this, and it was at night, so I didn't exactly know how all the roads worked.
So if it was a bunch of 20-year-olds and stuff, they were probably writing things like Hondas and Suzukis.
Yeah, exactly. That's all the type bikes they were on, but that's why they were popping wheelies. And one guy was on the front of his bars and the whole thing. Like I've seen people do on videos, and I'm like, someone's gonna get killed, man. They turned off surely after a couple miles up the road, but I was just like, my timing was quote perfect. All right, anyway, but that's how I've been doing.
I'll just quickly say I saw a dude pop a wheelie once, and then his phone just exploded shortly after he lost it. Basically, it came off his belt.
Wow. We got Toy Mafia, Big Rib, SpongeBob, Squareballs, Vintage Rebellion, Lane Kramer, Nick's Collectibles. Toy Mafia, DJ, you should have popped a wheelie too, Lane. TK592, did you let them know you're under the protection of the Lane Gang?
Yeah, well,
Dean, check private chat real quick.
It's hard to pop a wheelie when you're driving for
Dude, I've seen Dominic Toretto do it, bro. Fucking just...
Yeah. I think Dominic Toretto helped guys launch themselves into space with a rocket attached to it.
Don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that part yet. Dean, how was your day? How was your week? How was your life? Tell me the words of the dream.
Good.
All right, Thomas, how we
that was the best dramatic build-up for nice and concise there. Dramatic tension, one-word shot, like Star Destroyer, laser blast, over. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, mine was actually pretty good. Actually, I mean, I've had these wonderful nature moments. For some reason, wildlife is very attracted to my backyard. And I think this weekend I think it was Saturday morning, I got up and was about to feed my dog, and I looked out the kitchen window, which looks into my backyard, and there was a family of deer, probably it was either 4 or 5 deer. There were some large ones and little baby ones, and they were like, eating things off of the trees and stuff. And I was like, wow, I just sat there and just looked at them. I was like, oh man. Look at nature just in my backyard. Wow. So I just sat there and watched the deer, and I just felt so at peace looking at nature, just being nature, just having a good time. So then I stayed in the basement and popped on my TV in my little screening area. and decided to watch a little stuff. Got caught up on, got finished with One Piece, so I was glad about that. And then this week, of course, I watched Ahsoka, the final episode, and then after that, I watched the first episode of Chucky. So I've just been kind of like on my little TV binge moment, watching stuff. But yeah, it's been a kind of a mellow week, and got my vaccinations, so I'm all vaccinated and hopefully safe, relatively safe for the season. So we'll see about that. But other than that, I've just been relaxing, chilling, watch TV.
You got more vaccinated? You're going to get turned into a zombie today, apparently.
I know. But, yeah, I mean, I got my flu, which I always get. And of course, had to get my little booster. So, yeah, so if what are some of the side effects that the anti-vaxxers say that you'll get when you get
you start saying brains start to lock yourself in your basement.
Yeah, the 5G takes over and you just are a mindless government puppet.
Government puppet. Well, I guess I'll just have to be that mindless government puppet.
When Thomas said he was going nature, I thought he was saying he was going nature boy, going woo.
Nah,
in his backyard or something.
Look, I wasn't trying to scare. Look, I'm not trying to scare off nature. Okay, I'm just trying to observe and enjoy nature. All right, don't nobody need to see me running around butt naked out in somebody's backyard.
We're gonna see the square balls.
See, that's really.
Wow. I definitely must have had a better day than I was, because I'm definitely in a much better mood than I was like last week. I was
good.
Yeah, love to hear it. So this week or this day, I guess. It was a long day. Victoria had to go out of town today, so she just got back about an hour and a half ago. But she left the house like at 5.
Yeah.
And I had this great idea to work out with my friend, and those ideas sound really great like the week before, but when it's like 6:30 in the morning and they're texting you like, "Are you going to the gym?" It was a bit tough, but it was leg day. I got my kid to school super early. Banged out the workout. It was really good work. I'm pretty sore still, and it's my first time in a long time, probably since I used to be in sports where I have had a workout partner. Victoria's gone here and there with me, but like a non-spousal partner, so that was nice. She works out a lot, so it was good to have like a little extra motivation. And it was also my first time going to a Gold's Gym, which is actually a little bit smaller than I thought it would be. And honestly, I feel like the Planet Fitness I go to is probably a little bit nicer, but yeah, it was an interesting experience. We then had work, and then I had to leave work early because, again, on this one random day that we just found out last week that she had to go to town, we had 2 dentist appointments. So I had to pick Vivi up from school early, and I had a dentist appointment also. I fucking hate going to the dentist, so that was awful. Yeah, of course, like, just typical dentist bullshit. A root canal that I had of like a year ago never really was successful, and so they're like they want to go and redo it because they're seeing like potentially like a reinfection or something. So it's just all a bunch of.
They can't treat it with antibiotics.
Well, it's like in the root, so yeah, they have to like basically go in there and root canal it again. So.
Ugh, sounds awful.
Yeah, so that's.
I hate teeth shit too.
Yeah, it's not particularly exciting, and yeah, it was interesting though. On Monday, I finally decided like I really needed to start making some moves for mental health stuff. So I'd finally reached out to Victoria's company. They have different bereavement services that they offer, and they'll cover. I think it's like 10 to 15 sessions of therapy or counseling, and so. I got a list of 4 therapists today that are in the area. I think 2 or out of the 4, there's one that I'm really hoping is able to take me, because one lady is pretty old, and I feel like I won't really be able to relate to them. One lady is like an author, and I feel like I don't want to be in a book at some point, and I don't know. She's written like 50 books, and I'm just like, I mean, are you like? I guess people could do both things, but I don't know. Seemed like she was more into writing books, and the other lady, I don't know. I just didn't really get a good vibe, so I'm banking on one lady, but I called her like 3 times today, and she never got back to me. So she could be seeing patients or just not working today, but hoping to establish some contact with her tomorrow, figure out all that stuff. So it was a really hard day today. It was just too many things. But yeah, we have some people watching, so try to put on the best show that we can. We got Burtis in the chat. I talked to him earlier about the finale, so already have some of his thoughts about it. Mr. Musashi says, Lane with the trash pandas, did he invite you on an adventure to save the galaxy? We have Chuck in the chat. Just another Friday night on Friday. They're doing a whole show, I think, on the Ahsoka series overview or finale. So that should be interesting. I almost want to see if I might be able to make that, but
Yeah, I think it's the whole
whole
series,
shebang, yeah. Yeah, so it was a weird day today, but yeah, I just don't. I'll be honest, like I mean, obviously I don't take care of my body particularly well because I'm a fucking monster, but I feel like the teeth stuff, like I could do better. So I bought one of those like
Teeth
water.
stuff fucking sucks, dude.
I bought one of those like water jet things, like a toothbrush that shoots only water out to I don't know, to like do water. I don't know what the fuck it's for, but they're like buy this
Like a
thing.
little-
Yeah,
like
water
a little
pick. There you
mouth,
go.
little mouth bidet.
Yeah, because I'm not really a big fan of like flossing is really uncomfortable because my teeth are so like tight together in the back. I have like really, I don't want to brag, but like I never had braces, but my teeth are like very straight, but they're also very like from
Wow,
the sharp tooth
braggadocious.
back. They're all like really close together, so I fucking hate having to like floss. It just like it's
tight
painful.
little mouth.
Yeah, my fucking put your dick in my mouth, bro.
Jesus.
You fucking whore.
Yeah, I was eating Chex Mix the other day, or I guess this is like years ago.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it when it happened, but I just like bit down wrong on something, and I shooting pain on my top of my back tooth, and it was fucking excruciating. I had like basically half my tooth like came off,
What is happening?
and the nerve was exposed.
Oh
but-
my god!
Ooh, yeah,
but
no,
only
check,
like,
please.
but only like, it was so weird. I could like brush my tooth and everything. It was like, it was no like contact pain, but if my like tongue moved funny across my teeth, it would cause like an air pocket and like pull on the nerve. Oh my god, it was fucking excruciating. Talk about pain like you've never experienced before.
Yeah, I bet.
It's so specific. There's really nothing like tooth pain.
Yeah, because your brain's like right there. It's just like
Yeah. And I
shit's
went to
got a
the
one-way
dentist.
ticket.
Yeah, I went to the dentist and they were like, well, we're going to have to do a root canal and it's going to be all this money. And I was like, fuck. Even with insurance, it was crazy expensive. Because, you know, they try and fucking get you for whatever they can, right? So, like, well, we can't really do a root canal unless we do a cleaning first. And your insurance only covers this much, like,
fucking nickel and dime you. Today they're like,
yeah.
oh, you need this thing, and it's like this laser beam, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it'll help with like all this shit. And I'm like, I mean, I want to say no, like I guess. And then I was like,
Right.
you're upselling me, bro. Give me the fucking upsell.
Do you
Yeah,
do,
and I
like,
was like-
growing teeth now?
Are they?
3D print my own tooth.
Apparently, they like did some trial of growing teeth or some shit.
Polar Nights. I think this guy comments this every time. It's my favorite comment. I love this show. It's the perfect evolution of beard growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck, flossing is the
dude.
bane of everyone. They're like, when was the last time you flossed? I was like, my guy, you were there. just kidding. I floss not that regularly, but
That's funny.
Dude, yeah, it's so
You were
hard. Oh, when you get
did
into
it.
a good rhythm, though, I've gotten into a good rhythm where I was doing it like every day for like 6 months, and then I stopped, and then I need to get back into that rhythm. It's so hard.
like I brush my teeth. I fucking hate like floss. It's just so weird.
Do you do
Like
electric or
I'm
manual?
a lizard brain. Oh, I didn't even know there was electric floss. I just have those.
No,
little, it's like a.
toothbrush.
Those little picks.
Oh, I have a manual. I never liked the electric. I feel like it's always you got to replace the battery or the head, and I rather just get a whole brand new. It was like every 3 months. I think I buy a new one.
Okay, I like. The
I don't know.
electric.
I have the manual or the electric one, but I don't know. I prefer the convenience, I guess.
Big Rib says root canal or a figure. Bro, it was like
Actually, Big
fucking
Rib
eight
are,
figures. It was like $2,500.
Wow.
Batman 7-pack.
Bro, just shoot
Ben.
me. Big Rib is
I
actually
ended up. Oh, go on,
our,
Zach.
our newest $1 Patreon. I didn't even know that you could
Oh.
do $1, but I fucking appreciate it, Big Rib. You fucking
Yes.
All
angel.
right.
So Big Rib, if you're
Yeah,
on Facebook, if you want to join the Patreon chat, let me know.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't really afford that. I was like, what are my other options? And they're like, we could just pull the tooth out. I was like, well, fucking, how much is that? They're like $50. I was like, do it right now.
Go to
I'll
Mexico.
give you 75.
Joe
So they
P,
just took the tooth out, so I don't have a back tooth here, but I got used to not having it after like a week. So
Joe P says, went to the dentist yesterday. They asked me and the kids, do you want a fluoride treatment today? Pad the bill. I don't know. I guess my insurance covers it because they asked me and they didn't charge me for it. DJ says the electric one is the same. You replace the head every 3 months. Yeah, but the thing is with the electric one, like I can't just go to Walgreens or fucking Family General or wherever the fuck you can buy toothbrushes at. I don't know. Victoria buys them for me, and like just pick it off the shelf. I have to order that, and I have to go to Costco and get like the multi. It's too much work. DJ is too much work. Too much work involved.
Look at Big Rib's next comment.
Dremel works great.
bro, adulting fucking sucks, bro. I hate it.
Yeah, I
Bro,
use
and-
those,
and
I
the
use
worst
those
part-
little picks. You know the little
Yeah,
plastic
they're like
picks with
reusable.
the-
Yeah.
I get in there especially after I like to get in there after I've eaten, because I tell you what, sometimes, and I usually think that I really chew my food. Like I used to eat super fast, and so I've been trying to work on chewing my food better, and it never fails. I'll be sitting there flossing, and a big old chunk of meat will just pop out, and then I just chewed up
Save
and
it for
swallowed
later.
it. But I tell you what, I said those little picks really do work, though. I mean, I get in there and
Yeah, I got to. I've been not particularly taking care of myself the past few months, so I got to get my shit together. So I'm hoping. It's so weird, like having Batfish. Go ahead, because I'm gonna change just a little bit.
I was just saying, do you mean the rubber tip pick things? The
No, he's
rubber
talking
ones?
about like it's like a little string of floss. With
yeah,
like a
it's
little,
yeah, it's a little
Okay.
plastic thing, and it has a little piece of floss on it, and you just get in there, and it'll
Okay.
go in between your teeth. You just go in there. And
I used
out.
to do that during the stream, and Zachary gets so mad at me.
I
It's
learned those
gross.
rubber
I didn't
tip
like it.
ones.
It's nasty.
You know the older rubber
cameras are too
style
good.
ones?
Yeah,
Apparently they're not to like actually clean food. It's just to promote blood flow on your gums.
To your
And I only
gums.
learned that recently. Yeah, which is apparently something that you can also do that really helps if you're having. It will help if you're.
I don't know.
Trying to
I don't
fix
like
your gums.
I don't like tooth shit, to be honest.
It's
not my
anything in
strongest.
movies with it, I'm out.
The whole therapy thing was weird though. Like they just gave me these names. I have to like Google these people, and all their numbers on the thing are different than the numbers on Google, and it's hard to like find reviews. Like out of the 4 therapists, only one of them had Google reviews. It's not like doctors where you just Google their practice. So I don't know.
I actually.
Do you
did
know
the
any-
Is
same
there like
thing
a Yelp
just
for
last
doctors or
week.
something?
Well, there is, but yeah, like for therapy, like counselor. I don't know, I guess what you call them, but it didn't really seem like there was a database. Like I basically was just Googling them, and I was like, I don't know the fuck I'm supposed to. 2 of these people I can't even find them on Google. I had to like, basically just had the one number.
what is that?
Weird.
There's some sort of so you see they play the commercials for it a lot. Get your docs in a row, and get your docs in a row, and I think it's doc.com or something like that, but it's a thing where you can go in there and it has like listings of different doctors. I think you can look them
Yeah.
up, and I think they do reviews and stuff from patients.
I'll have to check it out. I know I looked up Better Health, but it's not covered by insurance. It's also like fucking $90 a fucking week. It's like, god damn, bro. I don't need that much fucking therapy. So I don't know. It's
Do you
been,
know anybody who might be able to give you a recommendation?
well, the thing is, they have to go through this program for the Victoria's company. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know. And then they also cross-reference it with who takes my insurance as well. So if I want to continue after the fact, that potentially some of it may be covered. Chuck says my first time trying to find a therapist was tough. When I finally went through my insurance, it was easier. Yeah, I don't know. I want to start with the free one because I am cheap.
Yeah, really. Don't blame you.
So. Well, they are paying for it, but it's free for me. But yeah, I don't know. So today was a weird day. This whole week has been weird. I've been struggling, so hopefully it gets better. Talking to a therapist. Musashi says, "Congrats on reaching out. I still made the leap despite having full coverage." Damn, bro, full coverage. Let me get your card, bro.
I actually just did it this week as well. There's like a group that you can sign up for, and they have like a bunch of therapists, and they kind of recommend one for you.
It's like
I literally just did that last week.
like a group session, or what do you mean?
No, it's like a company that has like 20-30 therapists that work for them.
I see.
And then I filled out like the application for them to like recommend one of the people to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Zach,
Yeah,
I
did the same
forgot. You could also, I don't know if, you might also want to contact hospice. Hospice has really good counselors, at least the ones in my area. And I used to do a lot of volunteer work with them. And they do a lot in my area, they have one that actually has grief counseling services where they have counselors that will kind of help you process your grief. And so that might be a place to check out if you have a local hospice.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I know next. Let's see. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday's gonna really suck. Not really suck, but it's the I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like a remembrance ceremony for my son.
Oh, okay.
But it's more like not just us as hosting it. It's like the company that helped with his services.
Oh,
So that'll be. It's like a. I don't really understand what it is, but it's like a butterfly release. But I don't know if it's like a church thing. I don't really. But that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So that's gonna be a toughie.
yeah.
But let's see. We're about halfway. We can change gears to Ahsoka. Everyone here seen Ahsoka or wants to talk about it? Let's put this up here. Yes, good, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going forward regardless. So, if you haven't seen Ahsoka, we'll see you later. Or if you don't want to be spoiled, or if you do want to be spoiled, or if you do want to chat about it, we'll chat about it. So, high level thoughts, and out of 10, of the episode and the series. The episode itself, I thought, was just okay. I felt like this didn't necessarily, to me, feel like a season finale. I feel like there was a lot of plot that was not wrapped up. And, you know, for shows like Game of Thrones, I think it's fine, right? Like, those shows are inherently very complex plots. This is not that. This is a very simple show, and it's very surface level, right? And I feel like they left too much unresolved. For me, I think the episode was probably a 6 out of 10, and overall on the season, I would say a 7 out of 10. I certainly think it's not their worst show that they've made. I don't think it's their best, but it is a good. I think it's a good bit of Star Wars. I just think that, you know, with some real life circumstances with Rey, with Balin's character, I think they kind of, you know, I just think that, you know, it's kind of unfortunate. Like, I feel like there was so much there that I feel like we're never either going to get to see it or have to see it in a different format. So, I have a lot of little nitpicks, but Dean, high level thoughts on the episode and the actually, just quickly, I completely agree with Nick. At no point did I feel like our heroes were in any danger, and I think it kind of just kind of ruined the finale for me. Dean, what do you think?
Yeah, it felt more like a mid-season finale. It was very. Most of the plot threads were just left up in the air. Especially with a lot of these Star Wars shows, they're usually not sold as multi-season shows. It isn't until like usually we get to the end that they're like, oh yeah, there's going to be another season. It's like, oh okay, like Andor.
They're more mini-series,
or-
extended mini-series rather than
Yeah.
multi-season shows.
And yeah, so this episode, it was definitely fun to watch. There was a lot of really cool action, a lot of cool fighting. The scene with the Star Destroyer firing down on them as they're running across the fields is like absolutely. There's no way they wouldn't get hit with something. It wasn't
Talking
even
about
like
turbo
they
lasers.
didn't even get knocked off their fucking horse dog. I was like, oh, I guess. It's very Rebels live action.
I didn't understand
Then
any
they
of that.
let those
Dean.
poor wolf things to get crushed alive.
Yeah, Thrawn is like, hey, we shot that ship down. There is literally nothing they can do to fuck this shit up. So let's just stay here and we'll send some ground troops and some TIE. Like, I'm like, bro, you just said it. There's nothing they can do. Get the fuck out of there. Like, what? I don't understand what purpose there is
Yeah.
to like delay this exit.
It's to make sure they're there for a 40-minute episode.
Yeah, exactly. To me, it just
No, and Zach, you had said something the other day. You're like, why didn't they have all this shit ready to go? Loaded up
Yeah.
into their ship. If they were expecting Morgan to show up, why did they not start loading whatever the fuck they were loading days ago?
yeah, I don't.
And I was like, oh, well, they needed to wait. And I was like, no. I don't know why they fucking waited. It made no sense. It was like Lane said, it was like, oh, we need them stuck on this planet for 4 days for whatever reason.
Or for 40 minutes to make sure they
Yeah.
cut out the episode. Like,
Yeah, Nick is here. Nick is giving me life here. Ezra last episode. Nah, I don't want my lightsaber. Ezra this episode. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a lightsaber. Yeah, that shit was so out of left field.
Yeah, where'd they
I
get
just-
the crystal? You have to be chosen by the crystal.
Apparently
They just had one that was Ezra compatible.
compatible.
That was my biggest complaint about this episode. It needed to be about 10 minutes longer because Ezra is makes it onto the Star Destroyer alone. They fly into the great beyond, leaving Ahsoka and Sabine behind. And Ahsoka and Sabine are kind of resigned to their fate, and they go back to the planet. We kind of see Balon and
Shin
for
separate.
a second.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Hera, and Ezra just like shows up. It's like, okay, so Thrawn just let a ship leave his Star Destroyer.
Okay, magically.
No questions
that
asked.
bothered me so. You're
And
talking about Thrawn,
Ezra
who's
just found Hera. How did he know
Bro.
where she was? It was
Dean,
very
you're giving me
stupid.
life. You're
It
giving
was-
me life.
It was dumb as shit. I was
You're,
like,
you're telling me the Thrawn, the most anal person in the entire Empire, who's literally like managing like to the trooper, send a squad, send 2 TIE fighters, who knows the resources he has, and like this ship just leaves. Like you're
yeah, an
kidding
Imperial
me.
shuttle takes off.
You're
from
fucking
the
kidding me.
Star Destroyer.
Dean, that bothered me. In fact, I have some notes here. I'm gonna take that off because that was one of the things that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Um,
I was, it was just like, so he just like found Hera immediately. It wasn't like Ezra like had to fight his way out of the ship, escape by the skin of his teeth, and then he's
Show
like,
us steal
now
the
where-
shuttle.
now
Show
where do I
us do
go?
it. Show him do it.
Yeah.
Like, let's see him do it. Like,
Yeah, I would
be it like Rebels, where okay, maybe we find it a little silly he steals the ship, but at least show us like even if it's a minute sequence where how he got onto the shuttle and got off. because the only thing you see in between is whatever planet that is that Thrawn's flying to, and then cut, and he's flying an Imperial shuttle, and it's like,
Yeah.
See, this
like
doesn't.
what,
Magically, like exactly where Hera is. I would have much rather have it end on Ezra also getting a cliffhanger. Like, fuck, I've escaped Thrawn. I'm
that to me would have been much better.
running out of fuel. I need to find Hera or somebody. But no, it's like,
Because-
oh, hey, Hera, it's me.
because the Thrawn is
Ezra
here.
fucking MacGuffin the fuck his way out through this fucking show. It was very silly. I was like,
The whole jump thing also, where Sabine magically had the Force. I was like,
Well, they've been building towards that though, for her being able to use the Force for
it
the
seemed
entire
very
series.
convenient.
Yeah, well, to finally just do it. That's someone
The
said
thing-
that was Rain. I
The
thought
thing
someone
that-
had something.
Bothered me is I just feel like no one was in any rush. Like at any point did I feel that anyone was in a hurry to do anything. Burtis says the added weight of the cargo would drain the Chimera's critically low fuel. I would say to that, like, the ship has been here for 10 years, probably in low orbit. Like I feel like that's. I don't.
also the ring has all the fuel with the
Well,
'Cause
like
on
he's
board
talking about like
back.
hovering, I guess for 10 years with that added cargo. These super Star Destroyers are
Okay.
meant, or these Star Destroyers are meant to carry immense weight. So I feel like the
Well,
you know
they have
bit
crews
of
like
luggage
20
that they added. Yeah, it didn't seem like it was that much cargo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got crews of like 25,000 people on them.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
and,
it-
and,
massive
and,
crews.
there's not 25,000 people anymore. So Lane, you are
Yeah.
correct. 1-6 says, why were they still traveling with the turtles? None of their choices ever make sense to the goals you think they'd have. Jay, what did you think about it?
I'm way more positive than everyone else is so far on it, and probably overall on the series. I guess I accepted a few episodes ago we weren't going to get a
Yeah.
tight resolution, so
Yeah.
maybe that's why I've accepted it a while ago. And I think they've already said there's going to be a season 2.
No, it's not been confirmed.
Or
yet. No, it's
No,
not been
okay.
confirmed. There's the movie, Filoni.
yeah,
movie,
so the
but-
movie's coming in season
Yeah.
4, Mando. But I'm I don't know. I liked it. I'd say 8 out of 10 for the episode, and probably the same for the series. I like this episode way more than the last one with like the slow chase and stuff. The ground assault was weird. I can't remember the timing now. Was it they were just about to finish loading and then they sent the ground assault, or
No, it was like
They
we're
had
finished loading,
just
we're good to
finished
go.
loading and then
Send out the TIE fighters because we shot their ship down. Like, I'm sorry, they sent out the TIE fighters and the
To
Grand
shoot the
Assault,
ship.
but it.
that
yeah,
was the dumbest part to me.
I just didn't
probably.
understand that. Yeah.
But other than that, I can understand but when they were making jokes and stuff running, this is nitpicking now, but making jokes running up that tower, I was like, stop looking at each other and talking about how cool you guys just killed all those dudes. Get the fuck moving and go up the tower. But I don't know, I liked it, and people were saying, like, I can't remember, someone was saying that Thrawn didn't really do anything. He's like this master.
He didn't.
He-
it was weird.
He didn't, but he did succeed. His goal, the whole time that we've seen him, is to leave the planet with this cargo. He got all of it and left, and left 2 of the people behind.
it just didn't
But
make sense
he
though.
did,
Like,
and he got to Dathomir, which
yeah,
I think he's. I have theories on what's in the boxes, but
let's get to that in a second.
yeah, we'll get
but,
to that later.
But I guess it didn't seem like he really succeeded, because it seemed like, at least to me, one of his goals was, to help these troopers get back as well, right? And he had been basically managing his resources like very carefully. Like, we're gonna send a squad but retreat. We're gonna send a starship into the asteroid field but retreat. Seemed like he was really trying to manage his people. And at the end, he's like, okay, fuck it. We're you're volunteering. You all are gonna fucking go down there, become zombies, and we're gonna leave without you. And we're
And he
gonna
already
leave without
had
those people, and-
zombies. Why did they have to make
Knowing-
new ones? Those
Yeah.
Death Troopers were already zombies. as
Yeah,
we
that's
saw.
That's what my uncle was saying. He was like, I think it's more troopers in the boxes. I'm like,
But why
there
would
are already
there...
zombies walking around.
Yeah, but he's gonna bring the Empire together. I mean, the factions. The whole point is there are factions waiting for him to return.
Also, I feel like Thrawn is such a, like Zach said, very meticulous, like thought-driven guy, and I feel like if someone showed up and was like, "Hey, by the way, the Empire got obliterated," I feel like Thrawn would be like, "Oh, okay," and just move on to the next thing instead of like, "Oh, the Empire must live on." Like, why would he really give a shit?
Well,
I guess
also
maybe I don't
Thrawn's-
know the character. that
Thrawn's
well.
gonna get hoodwinked, bro. He's freaking out about Ahsoka being Anakin's Padawan. I was like, bro, this is Anakin's son, bro. That fucked up the Emperor and Vader. It's gonna be an interesting reaction.
Well,
We'll get that heir to the Empire.
Yeah. What we really need is just, like, I don't know, just the show. At the end of the day, did not feel like it had enough stakes to it. I know it's like we don't want Thrawn. They keep telling us, "Oh my God, if Thrawn comes back, this guy could unite the Empire." Well, I would go like, well, actually, most of the human admirals didn't like him because he was an alien, and one they didn't know. Now, if you're telling me he would bring the Chiss like out from their, out in the unknown regions, like he could unite them with their defense force, because they got a pretty big fleet of starships. Like their fleet could be united with the remnants of the Imperial fleet or whatever the heck is out there. I mean, Thrawn's just right now flying around on a half blown out still Chimera Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Like they could start bringing that together. Like, okay. And
To Jay's point, I don't know that Thrawn really completely succeeded, because his goal also was to maroon, all those heroes on
the
Peridian.
Jedi. He wanted to get rid of these forces.
Yeah, but Ezra made it
possible.
to the new galaxy, and he knows what the fuck is happening. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
that it was as clean a getaway as he would have hoped. And I mean, honestly, he almost failed, right? Like they were at the top of the spire, like about to board the ship. So I don't know. I hate
It's not off there.
I hate that we didn't find out what the cargo was. Like, I feel like that's such a Disney thing. Like, they've made such a big deal about it. It's almost like Pulp Fiction, right? We see the gold shimmer, but we don't see what's in the briefcase. Like,
I'm just waiting to
I feel like it's going to be a nothing burger, right? Like, episode 7, what is Luke's reaction going to be to Saber? Oh, he just tossed it over the shoulder. Like, if it's something inconsequential, it's just going to be annoying. And it's just something that I feel like is going to happen.
It's going to be Khan, man.
Going to be
Khan and his people are going to be.
Going to be what, Lane?
What did he say?
Sorry.
Khan from Star Trek.
I think I said
It's
Khan.
going to be Khan.
Wow.
No, I said Khan
Wow.
and his people, the superhumans.
Well, they
Are
did
gonna be on this
quickly
stage.
note. They quickly said that Thrawn awakened these 3 Night Sisters somehow. My guess is the boxes are other Night
Dathomir
Sisters.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dathomir
That they're-
witches.
They couldn't awaken on this planet, and his deal with them was, you keep my troops alive, and I'll get you off to the galaxy you want to go, where your source of power is more, is stronger, and maybe they revive these dead witches, and they use that to power
maybe not
zombie
even-
troopers in the original Star Wars galaxy. I don't know.
I still
Well,
think it's the Yogon Vaughn.
Well, it's maybe not
Or
even
what are
they're
they
dead.
called?
They're in stasis.
Yuzon Vaughn.
I
But
just
those could be
don't.
Night Sisters in stasis.
Burtis is saying it could be the Islamiri, but the Islamiri are like, it seems like
Big
they'd be like, this
salamander
is like,
thingies.
yeah, well, they're salamanders, but this seems like a casket, right? I think
They look
Jay might be onto
human
something.
size, yeah.
I don't
What
think
were-
that they would, the lizards that
I think
Burtis
they're
is
the
speaking of.
I think they're the Night Sister, the Dathomir witches, like whole bunch, like
A
clans,
whole
or
bunch of
something
witches.
them.
That'd be crazy because they got wiped out.
And they can
Well, the
use
Night-
that
the
power.
What if they
Night
bring
Sisters
Darth
dead.
Maul back?
Fuck, dude.
Can you imagine?
If they bring Darth Maul back, I'm out. I'm
Well,
fucking
I mean, you
checking
could
out.
No,
See
no,
what-
no. Filoni
You
would do
could-
his creation, so it would be like a revived Savage Oprah.
You saw what 3 of them could do, right? With their power.
Those are
So
mothers, though. That's a
who
little bit
knows what
different
they-
than the regular Night
what they
Yeah,
could do
that's
with
true.
a large
They're,
group
they're,
of
they're
Did
like
y'all-
Mother Talzin, man.
Thomas, give me some thoughts, and then I want to ask a few questions to you guys.
All right. I probably would say that I would rate this one about maybe a 7, just for enjoyability of watching. I probably know the least about everything, but I still felt like there was a lot unanswered at the end that I felt like I'm all right with them having a cliffhanger. I get that, but there were too many things conveniently. Like I was really bothered by when what's that guy's name? What's
Balaam?
no the boy who they were-
Ezra?
Ezra, yeah. When Ezra arrived in that thing. Now, why the thing that bothered me also was his departure from the plane. Now, why would you depart from the plane in all the smoke, wearing a helmet, so people are thinking that you are the enemy, only to then do the reveal? I would think that you would just come off the ship without your helmet on and say,
I
"Hey,
don't know why
everybody,
the
I'm
fuck you
home."
did that.
I figured
Yeah,
the
that was
flagship
just,
of the
that was
I
silly,
fi-
dude.
It
I
didn't make
figured-
sense to me. And
I
then
figured
how how they I felt like, all right, the last time we saw him, he had gotten on the ship, and I was like, then all of a sudden he's flying off and is back home. I was still like, how did he manage to get a ship? I mean, there was and then
also-
Ahsoka. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just on that point, like the New Republic should know better than to let these random ships that they have no fucking clue who they are on board when Shin
didn't
and
learn their
Balin
lesson
massacred an
right.
entire crew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
sorry,
like
go ahead.
there's a
normal
lot of
escort.
there's a lot of Imperial sympathizers still in the ranks.
Yeah, but that was
So
the
it's like-
Yeah, but this
Are
is
they-
Hera's ship though, right? This is Home One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the cat. That's the main flagship of the entire fleet. That's like Admiral Akbar's ship, and they just mirror. I was like, that ship should have been blown out of the sky way before it even got. to
Yeah,
the
exactly.
hangar
You're
bay.
100% correct.
Yeah, and then another thing that kind of bothered me was the ending, where the very end when Sabine and Ahsoka were talking, they just seemed so. Ahsoka just seemed so casual, like, well, he's where he needs to be, and we're where we need to be, and I was like, huh? I mean, you know that this evil genius just escaped the planet and is about to do mayhem. Why are you so casual about it? I mean,
Yeah.
that was something I just didn't buy. The one thing I did think was cool though, is that, which I didn't know, is that her lightsabers were white. Is there a reason why hers are white and the other people
There's
have like blue
some
ones?
modern
And
comment.
Yes.
There's some modern reason why.
Wait,
Yeah,
what was the
so
question? Sorry, I missed that. Promise.
Why Ahsoka's lightsabers are white?
Oh,
So
it's because she's neutral.
okay, so when a Sith have to win their crystals in battle by killing Jedi, and then they have to like pray over them and
You're close. They have to bleed their crystals, but they don't have
Yeah.
to win it. Yeah, you
Yeah, they have
can,
to-
but I think
yeah.
Anakin Vader won his, but I think it was more because he didn't have a crystal. I believe. I don't.
Yeah,
think he
because
could win it.
Obi-Wan
Yeah,
took
took
his
light.
lightsaber.
Yeah. So
So-
you have to put your hate and malice into the crystal, and it bleeds.
turns it red.
Fucking stupid
And
as hell.
so
This is all
Ahsoka,
Disney continuity.
Ahsoka-
with that.
from what I understand, got new crystals and purified them through the Force instead of making them bleed, and that's why they're white. Because there's no color attached to it anymore since it was red, and now it's
Oh.
purified.
This is all Disney continuity. It didn't used to be
Yeah,
like this at all.
it's-
There were red crystals. There was not bleeding in or doing all.
Yeah, this
Those
is
black
There
this
was
was
red crystals.
yeah.
They're just red crystals. They're different
Actually,
colored crystals.
I thought there was no such thing as a red crystal. They were like synthetic or something.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. I think.
Yeah.
Well, it makes
but
more sense
I did
why
like the sword fight. I mean the lightsaber.
Dude, she was getting her
fight.
ass beat the entire show, and I fucking loved it.
The action was much better. I did feel in danger. I thought that when they were fighting the Death Troopers up top and she was down below, I thought
Those were awesome.
they were gonna make it and she was gonna die. I actually
Yeah.
thought they might end Ahsoka's thing because everyone talks about how she's everywhere and stuff. I thought they might actually end her character there
No way.
and then
Well,
leave
Zero
her on the
chance.
planet. But
There's one thing that had me intrigued from the end. One possible thing is if they're hinting at, because they like to borrow stuff and say that they're new with it, like having an Emperor clone but doing it really bad. Is the implication that they might be bringing in Abeloth, the mother, which is interesting because that was a very late thing to the old fiction handed her character, based directly off Mortis. I think the show, because I gave it about probably 7.5 out of 10 for the whole thing. The last episode I thought was good. The troopers, the revived troopers, were weird. Like, if you just really watch how some of them act in that scene, some of them act very zombified, but some of them act like normal too. It's very weird.
Yeah,
like, they switch
Lane,
back
you're
and forth.
100% correct.
Like,
Some of
I don't know what
were
the
like
direction.
doing tactical shit, and other ones were just like,
Yeah, the direction for that part was kind of weird. And I still don't get why they just didn't call them stormtroopers instead of night troopers, because there was nothing like those death troopers. I'm wondering, were they night trooper or were there? Because those guys were already zombie guys. They had been revived. I mean, I know that death troopers.
it actually may hint
altered
towards those
stuff.
being zombies in the crates if they were already zombies up there.
And some of them actually were groaning a little bit like zombies. And initially, when I was like, "Are they?" I said, I said, so now they have zombies in there because they were like, because I heard a couple going.
There was some weird stuff, like the flaming sword thing, like that's stuff that's a bit out there for Star Wars.
That is Mother Talzin's actual blade. Like she used that in the comic when she
I think that's
Oh, okay, I don't remember
Disney,
that.
But
yeah. So what do the flames mean?
I think it's just like the
that's witch magic,
force magic. Basically. It's like witch magic.
Yeah,
it's like a version of the force.
I'll take any chance to see some zombies on screen, baby. You should have zombie Iron Man in this episode.
Yeah, Dathomir witches use the force.
You could have made that jump, Dean. They flew right over.
They use it differently than the Sith, Jedi, and some other force wielders.
Although, what a time for Sabine not to have a jetpack.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the like you guys were saying, how they ended with their we're supposed to be, because obviously they're setting up. They have to stop Baylan Skull and whatever Shin Hati is up to. That was weird. They just got those.
They played
characters,
almost nothing because there was that scene, Lane, in the penultimate episode where it was like the temptation to come to the good side, and then they never did anything with it.
Well, no, they just were forgotten about it. And she fled with the troopers, I thought.
Yeah, 100% correct.
Yeah, Baylan is like, hey, why don't you stick with Thrawn, because you have ambitions. I'm going to fuck off and go do over here. So she shows up with the troopers, gets beat, flees, and instead of going back to the Star Destroyer, she goes to find
these.
Okay, I didn't quite understand.
That was weird.
Yeah, were those the mercenaries?
Yes.
Or who would she go back to? The mercenaries?
Those are just people that live on the planet.
Yeah, they were mercs.
I called them because they look like with their tents. I guess they're space Mongols, like the Mongol warriors of the steppe back in like
zombies.
Yeah, they were like the bandits that they warned them about. Remember?
Yeah.
That just the whole saber. I just
see, I'm Chuck. Why I'm saying Abeloth, which is tied into Mortis. Now that's not from the episode. She was introduced later, based off that in the Luke Skywalker Jedi Order and their last major storyline before the EU was cut off. Abeloth is the mother, so it was she was not the same immortal like the father, or after she gave birth to the son and the daughter, but she was corrupted by the dark side, and the father took the son and the daughter to get away from her because she was corrupted by the dark side. She called. The reason I say maybe her is because she called to the Sith, because the Sith came back in that. Yeah. They were an ancient ship lost way 5,000 years ago on a planet, and then they grew into their own spacefaring race over 5,000 years. But she called out to them through the Force, and Baylan says he was feeling something calling to her. Now, I really don't think they're going to use Abeloth. I think it's something different, but it could be her.
I feel like Morgan had so much potential to be a cool character, and then they just threw it away. We need a few more minutes.
She already got her ass kicked back in Mando, so she got her ass kicked again.
But she was so cool this series, and then it's like, Yeah, could you buy us like, I don't know, 30 more seconds? Like,
I think that was more to show how Thrawn
Thrawn's
just
willing to,
used.
like-
Yeah, like. Okay.
well, I never
well,
felt
you
that.
did your
like,
Okay.
purpose. Fuck off now.
I think her saying
But they did the whole Night Mother ritual to give her the sword to then fuck her off. Like, it just
So
seemed like
it was just a
Yeah.
it was a final boss power. It was like Titan Joker at the end of Arkham Asylum, just to have a final boss fight where we know she's gonna lose.
What were you saying,
So-
Batfish?
you could argue that the Night Sisters saw that she needed to have that sword to buy them the time to get them to Dathomir, because he said for the Empire, right, when she leaves, she says for Dathomir, and that to me proves, or not proves, but gives me more evidence that what they're doing is going to is benefiting the Night Sisters as well. Hence the corpses in the box are possibly Night Sisters as well. But I think
They
she's
should
saying
revive her.
her goal was to bring power back to Dathomir, not necessarily the Empire. And by her sacrificing herself, getting the ship, whatever this cargo is there, has given that the Night Sisters a new chance.
Well, for
So
her-
that's why she sacrificed herself.
Well, herself too. The Dathomir witches, like the Night Sister and Mother Taliesin, who was the only like. I don't think all the Dathomir witches are dead, but the Night Sister clan. It was
Maybe they'll
toast.
sacrifice
They'll-
all those corpses we're seeing to bring the Night Mother back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in this. I know we're gonna discuss it on Friday with Chuck and Adam. We have a new Hot Toys to go over.
Oh
though.
my! What?
Young Barry from The Flash.
Why?
I don't like that faceplate.
There's
God.
a lot of face plates apparently.
Yeah.
the-
Look at this.
the-
He got
yeah.
the battle damage faceplate. That looks
So you
pretty
can see him start becoming that really ugly Dark Flash figure.
Mm-hmm.
I like the weathering on it, but this feels like why? I mean, really, this is like after the movie bombed for $200 million and everything. Why? Other than that, you wanted to. But look at that face. Wow, that was Bale Batman esque. That faceplate.
That was pretty bad.
The cut
It
off
looks like
ears look really bad.
The dude
I
from
just-
American Pie. What's his name?
Why does he have
Sean?
earmuffs on?
Yeah, I don't remember
Well-
these. What is this?
That's because he's the Flash. I don't know.
Because it's only like in some shots.
I think
It's
there's
like it's
two of
an
them though.
accessory. Yeah, it's highlighted in the.
Here we go.
yellow
There's
there.
the deluxe version. So the deluxe version has more of the evil Flash.
Dark Flash.
This is a
Oh.
fucking crazy good portrait though.
I think
This
it's just
is
based off
fucking
the other
good.
one, though.
It's good,
Yeah.
but goddamn, that hair is creepy.
Oh
Well,
God.
yeah,
Who
that
is
fits
she?
her Ezra Miller and yeah, I guess if you, want
in
low
fact,
production, this is it.
I was talking about this movie today because it's actually like a pretty decent film,
I like that.
other than the horrible CGI. But and then the fact that they immediately shit on the lesson that Barry learns at the end of the movie,
Oh,
where
I
he's
see
like,
the
"Oh, you
difference.
can't change the past," and then fucking changes the past.
Look at how this looks though. I don't like this fold right here.
Well, it's. Well,
But I mean, you can't. If you like this film enough to buy the figures from it, you can't not have this character. So at least they're making it. I think it looks good.
It also makes like a pretty, because you have the Supergirl, Keaton, and then both Flashes, right? Like that's
Oh,
a pretty
That's
strong.
a
lineup
Batman.
right there.
That's a Batman armor that he
Yeah,
flashified.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Wait. So he's got the cowl, and then here half the cowl is gone. I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
there's two deluxe. You get the cowl that's not. You get the full neck cowl and one that's just the black.
I
Okay,
think
so-
I have to go back and watch
okay.
it, but I think when he started going back and forth
I
a
see
lot
why you
through
did that.
time, I think the cowl got damaged. I don't quite remember.
See it there?
Yeah, I don't
It's
remember
the full
that.
neck piece.
No,
I
it's
don't
not-
remember what
know what
happened
I'm
either.
looking
But
at. You fucking guy.
I just,
You fucking idiot.
I just can say, fortunately,
That's what I'm
I-
asking for.
You fucking stupid slut.
I can say that.
Also, in the movie, he's getting like penetrated by these fucking whatever these are,
Whoa.
and he doesn't seem to care. It's like, bro, that's like right through your bone and your fucking arteries, and like he's like, I'm gonna keep going back in time. It's like, motherfucker, what? Ben says he rips off that part of the cowl mid battle. I wouldn't buy this. So I clarify that, but I like this. I like the
Yeah,
base.
it's a
I
nice
like-
looking figure.
Yeah.
Mine
Lots
is
of
that one
accessories.
goofy portrait that Badfish pointed out. That one right there.
Yeah,
The movie.
What do you
was,
think?
was
330
not
I
deluxe,
put it out.
299 regular.
That looks almost more like the face. That starts looking like the facial thing for the Dark Flash.
Like the
I-
light
It looks
up
like the
base.
poo-
I just
Oh,
noticed
yeah.
the base has the Flash logo spray painted over the Batman. That's a nice touch.
Let me get to that.
Yeah, it was the one photo you were at first.
I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm.
I know it, Nick. Fucking spread the good word, my guy. They put more work into this than the black suit Spider-Man. Nick is fighting.
Bro,
the good
I
fight.
haven't seen someone more obsessed with someone's fucking outfit than Zach in the Gandalf pants. Than
No, Nick is
fucking
up there.
in the black suit Spider-Man.
Look, but Dean,
Jesus
look, Dean.
Christ.
You know what, Dean? You fucking say that, and then some company's gonna make a 1/6 punchline or a 1/6 licensed cloud, and you're gonna be like, "Fucking, well, actually, you're gonna be just like that too, Dean."
But
And I
Game Toys
expect
nailed it. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, you fucking guy.
Well, I'm looking forward to, man. I'm what I'm looking forward to now is I'm going to be looking forward to hopefully before the end of this year on Monday night on Collecting Weekly. I'm going to be able to unbox that Iron Man Classic.
I'm just
That's
glad
what I'm
my
looking forward
wallet's
to.
safe after all those in-art announcements, man. I don't think I'm interested in any of them.
Yeah.
That was a lot of them. I will say that Dumbledore, I really like continuing the giant beard parade that Inart
Yeah.
seems to be obsessed with lately. They seem to be nailing that pretty good. This is a weird thing. I am really surprised they didn't put Ahsoka out. I figured that maybe
You would
they will.
fucking think but Hot Toys has no fucking sense of time.
No.
Like
Yeah.
they'll put Ahsoka out, fucking. You'll
Like
see a new
mid-November.
You'll see a new Joker trailer, and the next
The
day they'll
white,
fucking
the white
show us
suit
Ahsoka.
or a reissue of the.
It has
the
to be
one we
white.
saw at the start.
Anything less, I think, is a big fail.
I
We'll
think
We
we
get,
saw
might even do both.
we'll get
again.
another Anakin Skywalker instead.
I feel like they might do both 2 Ahsokas just from this show, but hopefully just the white one.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, have a good week. We have, I think, Badfish is Small Talk tomorrow or OFAC.
We were thinking about it, but we as like a special episode, but we're not going to be able to do it.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
Big
gonna be able
Rib-
to
That was
squeeze it
pretty
out
fun.
now.
I think we talked Mr. Freeze, not last week, but the previous, the one with the armor.
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone was getting. I think maybe Eddie was, but
yeah. I ordered
also
the,
talked-
that one, the Dragon.
Yeah, we
Toy-
talked-
both of them rather.
yeah, we talked the So Toys one. Just
That
quickly,
So sculpt's great.
I just want to touch on one more thing from Ahsoka. I feel like this is a hot take.
Okay.
Do we feel like they're overusing
Thanks,
Hayden
Stephen A. Zach.
Christensen?
Overusing what?
Hayden Christensen.
Yes.
I feel like it's no longer has the same effect for me that they've sprinkled him in so many episodes. And I will say, putting that statement aside, I love it. I love that he's getting his flowers. I think for a long time the fandom was fucking awful to him. Not the kids, because we loved him growing up, but the grown-ups at the time, right? And I think it's great that he knows he's appreciated, because I think for a while after episode 3, he got out of acting, got out of the public life, because the bombardment of hate. So I
Really?
love that he feels
Oh, yeah.
appreciated
Oh, yeah.
and loved.
did not know that.
However, do we need to see him in like every episode? I don't know. Like in every
Yeah.
show and in every episode, I don't know.
I feel like the bit where she was training with the hologram was an episode late. I feel like that should have been before she had the interaction with him in the
I agree.
World Between Worlds, because it was almost kind of like, well, we already got that like really cool Anakin payoff and a lesson. Like, why are we going backwards? And then to shoehorn him in at the end, it was like, what, did Sabine feel him? But why would she even bother? Because she kind of looks off on the horizon like, I felt something, and then it cuts to Anakin. I was like, why the fuck would that happen?
No, were these holograms,
was very weird.
or is this the dead Anakin who's
So-
now part of the Force?
They're Force
The World
Ghosts,
Between
yeah.
Worlds was Force Ghost. When she was training and his voice, that was a hologram. And then at the end of the episode of yesterday, that was a Force ghost. So they've sprinkled in a little bit of each. And then in Kenobi, it was a flashback.
But I thought the Ahsoka show was before New Hope, so he hadn't died yet. So how could
No,
that
the
be a
Ahsoka
Force
show.
ghost?
The Ahsoka show is
Oh, it's after
way after.
It's
after
way
Empire.
Because the
Oh, okay.
Empire's
All right, I
over,
got
right?
you.
It's after Return of the Jedi about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he's
okay.
trying to
I
bring
think
the
8 years
Empire
actually
back.
at this point.
Well, because Mando was 5 years, and then Mando season 2 was like 2 years after that, so even later.
I think it was 18 months, but then they retconned it, right? Because they're like, okay,
It's some
actually,
bullshit. Yeah, they
knows?
don't know what the
They
fuck.
they've
they're doing.
retcon they've retconned the time scale because they're not trying to get I
Yeah.
think past 9 or 10 years after Return of the Jedi. 'Cause
Yeah.
They need to leave enough time for the First Order to get built and to build Star Killer Base
Stop
and to build
talking.
those big ass shit.
Stop it.
When,
You're-
when
Because
Triggering
as,
Dean.
one of the guys made contact made point earlier, all this is just to provide how Palpatine came back.
Anyways, love you guys. Berta says 11 years after New Hope. Yeah. Everyone have a safe week. Be good. Do good. I think we may have OFAC tomorrow. More Ahsoka talk on Friday, which is another Friday night. I don't know the status of OxPD at the moment because Grand Theft Auto just updated. So LCPDFR has to update. LSPDFR, Rage plugin has to update, and ScriptHook V has to update. So I gotta wait for all those 3 things to update. Usually they're pretty fast, but these people do it for free, so it's kind of like we're at the mercy of... they dropped an update for Christmas a few years ago, and people were fucking freaking out that it took them like a week to get to it, and it's like, bro, people do it for free. Like, tip the tip jar, right? If they're fucking working on Christmas to get this shit done for you guys, so...
Oh, before you end the episode, can I just make one comment?
Yeah.
I find it very odd that Hot Toys is releasing this young Barry, and they haven't yet done Drax in his updated suit.
Yeah.
They haven't done most of the team, haven't they?
Let's see, Drax and I
not
think isn't it? I think Drax and Mantis I think are the 2 that they haven't released in suits.
Nebula.
Well,
Didn't
Mantis, they
Nebula
gave it in
was
the
out,
holiday
I think.
social. The holiday episode.
Well, yeah,
Mantis.
yeah, we got that, but I thought that they had done Nebula because doesn't she have those blaster guns coming
Oh,
out of her
yeah,
arm? Yeah,
She does, yeah. Did we get Star-Lord already?
We did.
I
yeah.
think
I
so.
know we
yeah.
got Rocket, so Rocket, Star-Lord, and
We got Groot
Groot.
as well.
Nebula.
I think the only one we're missing is Drax, because Gamora, I don't know that they were ever going to release it.
Yeah.
Weird. Maybe it's a Dave Bautista thing because he was kind of done with the character.
It could be that, but then again, it's the Marvel thing where it's like, do they automatically have the license rights, or do they still respect his wishes?
Yeah,
I don't know.
we'll see.
Love you guys.
All
Thanks for
right,
watching.
Love City.
Bye, all.
Jumbo.
Bye.
See ya.
Jumbo.